Welcome back. We're going to do 11 through 15 in this video. So let's get started. Remember to try each problem and pause between videos, between solutions. You'll have the assessment that's based off of this next, but it's not going to have a video to go with it. So you really want to try these on your own. Question number 11 says, which will give a value of approximately negative 0.68? Well, try the problems. You have an answer choices, and you know how to put in logs into your Desmos. So I would just type in each one of these into Desmos. I don't know if copying and pasting in this situation will work, but I'm going to try. Yeah, it's not going to work here. So we're going to want to type that in. So we'll go ahead and just type in log shift minus 0.07 right arrow parentheses 5.2. And negative 0.6199 is not negative 0.68. So let's try a new one. Log shift 0.038 right arrow parentheses 9.2. Well, that is really close. That is negative 0.678, which would round to negative 0.68. Let's try the other ones. Log shift 0.14 right arrow parentheses 7.8. That one's a little further off, so that would not be the answer. So if I'm going based off my answer choices, this is going to be the one closest to negative 0.68. So I'm going to pick that answer. All right, number 12. Number 12, which will give the solution to the following equation. 3 parentheses 7 to the x power equals 60. Well, let's start by figuring out how to solve this. So to solve these equations, we're going to first divide both sides by the coefficient out front. And so that's going to be 7 to the x power equals 60 divided by 3, which is 20. Once it gets into that format, we want to convert to a log. So if I'm converting to a log, I'm going to write this as log, and the base of that log is what's being raised to an exponent, so that's going to be a 7. I'm going to put my exponent to the right side of the equation. So that x will go over here, and what goes in the log is going to be the 20. So that would be log base 7 of 20 equals x. And I could go ahead and solve that. This question doesn't need me to because it has it just in that form. So as you can see, this is going to match up with this. If I wanted to know the actual answer, I could use a calculator. And that would give me about 1.539. Coincidentally, you could also graph it. If I did 3 times 7 to the x power in one line, and I did y equals 60 in a different line, I could scroll my graph up. Just drag it up, click on your mouse and drag down until you get it. And you could get that point of intersection, which is 1.54, which is 1.539 would round to 1.54. So that's the same number as log base 7 of 20, just a different way to get it. All right, let's look at number 13. 13 is pretty much like the question 12 setup. 20 equals 40, parentheses 1.05 to the t power. You want to first divide both. First, I'm going to think about this as 40, parentheses 1.05 to the t power equals 20. I like to have my number by itself on the right side, like we did over here. So I'm going to divide both sides by the number out front of the base. And 20 divided by 40, 20 is half of 40, so 1.05 to the t power. 20 divided by 40 as a decimal is 0.5. Or 1/2 if you want to use a fraction. Don't do 40 divided by 20. Divide by the number out front. So 20 divided by 40, as you can see, is 0.5. So the next step in this case would be convert to a log. So in log form, you would say log, and you take the base 1.05, bring your exponent to the other side, and the number in the log is going to be that 0.5, which would give you that. Okay. Yes. All right, question 14. What is the solution to the equation shown below? Round to the nearest hundredth. 4 parentheses 5 to the x power equals 40. Again, if we follow the steps in the last type of problems, we want to always divide by the number out in front of the base. So I'm going to divide the 40 by 4 to get 10. Now I want to rewrite that as a log. So the base of the log is going to be that 5. The number on the other side will be what's in the log, and the exponent will be what it's equal to. So we write it as log base 5 of 10. And then we can evaluate this. So we just do log, shift minus to get the 5, right arrow, and then you can put the 10 in. You don't need parentheses. It's not going to hurt you if you do. But you get about 1.43. So that's the quickest way to get your answer. If you like the graphing method, then that solution, just so I can refresh you, is 4 parentheses 5 raised to the x power. And then you'd put y equals. It's important to have that y. If you just put 40, it wouldn't put a line. And you can see those graphs intersect. And you can see that intersection is 1.431. Of course, I just rounded to 2 spots after the decimal, so 1.43. Same number. And question 15 will round out this video. Which is pretty much like the questions below it. So in question 15, it says, what is the solution to the equation shown below? 3 parentheses 9 to the 2x plus 3 equals 12. And we have 4 answer choices. So if you have answer choices, you can plug them in and see which works, but we'll solve them the way that we did in the previous problems so you can see them all. Okay, so I want to first divide by the number out front. That's going to give you 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And I want to write it as a log. The base of your log is going to be 9. The number in the log is going to be 4. It's always going to be like that. So this will be your base. This number on the after the equals will be what's in the log. Your exponent, all of it, will get put on the right side of your equation. So log base 9 of 4 that's going to give me 0.63. So I'm going to rewrite that as 0.63 equals 2x minus 3. The next step would be to solve by subtracting 3. And 0.63 minus 3 is negative 2.37. And my last step would be to divide both sides by 2 to get that x isolated. So x is going to be whatever negative 2.37 divided by 2 is. So the answer is saying negative 1.185. Negative 1.185. And the closest thing I have to negative 1.185 is negative 1.18. All right, we'll do the last 5 problems in a separate video.